want to do is, which I think is going to be my next job, is have a look at the two-tones. Because at the moment, the two-tones, they just blow the fuse. As soon as you connect put a fuse in and power it, not even put the switch on, literally as soon as power goes from the battery, the fuse blows. So there's clearly something wrong with that. The good thing is, with all the bits and pieces that I got with the vehicle some time ago, I've got two pumps, or two compressors that operate the two-tone system. So hopefully, between those two and the one that's on the roof, should hopefully be able to get it sorted. Again, speaking to people in the know, it seems to be an issue that the compressor seal jams, or what's the word I'm looking for? Just seizes, and usually it's a case of taking it apart and cleaning it up. So I'm going to have a look at that, see if I can do anything with that, see if I can release it, and see if we can work out whether or not it's working or not. What I might do is literally just run a cable to it straight from the battery to make sure it's not a wiring issue somewhere else, and that I'm chasing my tail on this bit, and actually it's not that that's causing the problem. So we'll have a look at that as well. Okay, so working on the two tones, I've taken the bolts off that hold the little compressor inside, but the way it's designed, I go up the ladder, the way it's designed, it's inside this little housing, and there just isn't enough room to take the compressor out through that opening. So that means we're going to have to drill off all these rivets, take this little housing off in order to get to the compressor. There's no hardship in doing this either, because we're going to be doing the whole roof as well. Okay, so here's the compressor. One thing I will need to check is that the compressor is actually the same as the one I've already got. So before we do anything else, let's go and get the other two compressors and see. So there are the other two, and just from a quick visual, they definitely look like they are the same piece of kit, which is good. So what I'm going to do now is take the hoses off this. Right, they were firmly on. Got a little vent here, which will transfer over to this one. So what I'm going to do now is go to the batteries, see if there's enough power in the batteries to actually make this compressor operate. And if I can get it to operate so that it's blowing air through it, we'll do it piece by piece. We'll get the horns connected to it and make sure that we've actually got two tones. If that then works, we know this is okay, we know that the horns are okay, hoses, etc, etc. We know all that's okay. Then it will be a case of just checking the cabling. So next thing then, let's see if there's any power in the battery to get this working. Okay, so what I've done is got the two tones off the roof. The compressor, I've just connected two wires to the terminals underneath, and the idea is to basically just touch these on the terminals of the batteries, which should tell me whether or not the compressor works, whether or not the horns work. Let's just go down here. Yeah, whether or not the horns work, whether or not the compressor works, and see where we're going from. Because as I say, with the other one, this is a different. This is the one of the newer, or one of the spare compressors I've got. With the other compressor, I've not actually tested it, but with the other compressor, it blew the fuse straight away. So what I'm going to do is just test this. If it works, then I will just test the other compressor just to make sure that that one doesn't work. If it does work, then I think we've obviously got a problem with the wiring somewhere. But if this works, then at least we've got some idea where we're going. So hopefully fingers on ears for this one. Okay, so we're definitely getting action out of the compressor, but we're not getting anything out of the horns. So we got one horn working but not the other one. Let's see which, try and work out which horn it is that's working and which one isn't working. Okay, so the left hand one is working as I'm looking at it now, which is connected to outlet number 2, and outlet number 5 doesn't appear to be working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap those hoses over, see if it's the horns or see if it's the outlets. Right, swap those hoses over, see what happens now. Okay, I'm using my phone now to film this because the battery's gone flat on the other one, on the camera. So, swap the hoses over, connected the cables back up again. Right, we're getting something, I just need to work out which one it is. that one there is working, and that one is connected to 5. I can't remember which one was working, which one wasn't working now. I'm going to have to go back and watch the video. Okay, so I just checked the other video, and it's the horn that's not working, because this one is now connected to the one that's working is now connected to number 2, and it works. When I connect it to number 5, it works. The other one doesn't. So we've obviously got a fault with that horn as well. So I need to just take that one off and have a look at it, see if I can fathom out what's going on with that as well. But hey, no one said it was going to be easy, did they? Okay, so this is the horn that's not working. So inside the horn itself is clear. So there's no obstruction in that. So it's got to be the diaphragm on this. So I need to see if I can obtain a new one of those, because that looks like a sealed unit. It looks quite corroded in there, actually. I am just wondering whether or not it is just full of corrosion, and whether or not, from the amount of crud that's come out of it so far. I'm gonna give it a try. In fact, what I might do is I might just give it a little spray with some WD-40 first. Right, so cleaned up that. We'll connect it back to the compressor now, take it back to the truck, put some power across it, see if that's made any difference. I'm not hopeful, but you never know.